Have you ever imagined trying to cut down a tree without an axe? Or hunting a large animal without a knife? Today, metal tools are everywhere. Axes, knives, hammers, saws, shovels, scissors, even the buildings around us, and the phones in our pockets exist because someone used metal tools to make them. We use these tools so often that we rarely stop to think about them. But here's something incredible. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans survived without a single metal tool. There was no iron, no steel, no bronze, no copper axes, no metal knives, no metal saws. And yet, our ancestors hunted dangerous animals, built shelters, made warm clothing, crossed rivers, discovered fire, raised families, and slowly built the foundations of civilization. So here's the question. How did people survive before metal tools? The answer begins during one of the longest periods in human history, the Stone Age. Long before humans discovered metal, nature provided everything they needed. Sharp stones became knives. Heavy rocks became hammers. Long branches became spears. Animal bones became needles. Antlers from deer became digging tools. Wood became handles. Plant fibers became rope. Nothing was wasted. Every part of nature had a purpose. Finding the right stone was one of the most important skills a person could learn. Some rocks were too soft. Others shattered into useless pieces. But stones like flint and obsidian were different. When carefully shaped, they produced razor-sharp edges. A well-made stone knife could slice meat, cut animal skin, shape wood, and even prepare food. Although it could never match modern steel, it was more than enough to help people survive. Making one of these tools wasn't easy. Early humans didn't simply pick up a rock. They carefully struck one stone against another. Piece by piece, small flakes broke away. Slowly, the stone became sharper and sharper. This technique took years to master. An experienced toolmaker was one of the most valuable people in the group. Hunters depended on these simple tools every single day. A sharpened stone tied to a wooden stick became a spear. Smaller sharp stones became arrowheads. Groups of hunters worked together, tracking animals for hours, sometimes even days. They hunted deer, wild horses, bison, boars, and in some places, even giant mammoths. These animals were much larger than humans. Without teamwork and carefully made stone weapons, a successful hunt was almost impossible. Fishing also required creativity. People carved sharp hooks from animal bones. They wove fishing nets using plant fibers. Wooden spears helped catch fish in shallow rivers. Long before metal hooks existed, communities were already feeding themselves from lakes and rivers. Stone tools were just as important for building homes. Trees had to be cut using stone axes. Branches were trimmed. Wooden poles were pushed into the ground. Animal skins covered simple shelters. Plant fibers tied everything together. These homes protected families from rain, snow, strong winds, and hungry predators. Making clothes was another enormous challenge. Without metal needles, people carved tiny needles from animal bones. Thin strips of animal skin became thread. Patient hands stitched warm clothing together. Those simple clothes protected people from freezing temperatures during the Ice Age. Fire was another key to survival. People struck certain stones together to create sparks. Dry grass, leaves, and tree bark caught the tiny flames. Once the fire started, everyone helped protect it. Fire cooked food, provided warmth, kept dangerous animals away, and allowed families to survive long winter nights. But stone tools had serious weaknesses. They became dull after heavy use. They broke easily. A damaged spear point had to be replaced. A broken axe could take many hours to remake. Sometimes an entire day's work disappeared because one tool shattered. As villages became larger, people needed stronger and more reliable tools. Then, everything changed. Humans discovered metal. The first metal used by many ancient civilizations was copper. Unlike stone, copper could be heated until it melted. It could be poured into molds, then shaped into tools. This was something stone could never do. Soon afterward, people discovered bronze, a mixture of copper and tin. Bronze was much stronger. It stayed sharp longer, and it broke far less often. Farmers cleared forests faster. Builders created stronger houses. Carpenters made better furniture. Trade expanded between distant cities. Entire civilizations became more powerful. Then came one of history's greatest breakthroughs. Iron. Iron tools were stronger than both stone and bronze. They lasted much longer. They could be sharpened again and again. The Iron Age completely transformed human life. People farmed more land, harvested more food, built larger cities, created stronger bridges, made better weapons, and connected kingdoms through trade. Without metal tools, the modern world would look completely different. Every road, every bridge, every airplane, every train, every factory, and every skyscraper depends on metal tools somewhere in its creation. Yet for hundreds of thousands of years, humanity survived using nothing more than stone, wood, bone, plant fibers, and incredible creativity. Our ancestors didn't have factories. They didn't have electricity. They didn't have machines. They didn't even know metal existed. What they did have was intelligence, patience, teamwork, and an amazing ability to adapt. Those simple stone tools changed human history forever. Without them, humans might never have survived long enough to discover copper. Without copper, there would have been no bronze. Without bronze, there would have been no Iron Age. And without metal tools, the modern world we know today would never have existed. The next time you hold a knife, swing a hammer, or use an axe, remember this. Long before metal shaped civilization, stone shaped humanity. And those simple tools became the first step toward every great invention that followed.